Come on guys, I'm gonna show you how to corpse a witch's hat. We call it some witch skin. Check it out. All right, let's show you how to do it. Hey guys, welcome back to Monster Misfits. Today what we're doing is I'm gonna show you how to make a witch's hat. And this is gonna be a little different than normal. We're gonna corpse this bad boy. And I'll show you kind of the step-by-step how we do that. So first of all, we got some 8mm foam from your local Hobby Lobby or wherever you, Michael's, wherever you sell it. So we have a big circle here. This is about 20 inches wide. And all you got to do, guys, is put your piece of string 10 inches on a pencil or pen or something like that. Stick your pen in the middle and do a big old circle. Now it doesn't matter if it's perfectly round, because you can shape it however you want. Anyway, so what I do is I kind of go with the natural sag of the hat, and that's what we want. Then for the second part is we'll put this section on in a hole. So I cut this hole out to fit my head, but once you heat it up with a heat gun or however you want to do it, I make this just a little bit bigger, so if we need to cut this out a little bit more to fit multiple heads, we can. So anyway, I went ahead and put some glue on here, so that's important. You need that, and we'll just start putting it on here. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just making a witch's hat. There you go. Okay, so I started out with something like that. Of course, we need to add a little bit more glue to the section here so we can get that carved up. So we can either let that sit or we can use a heat gun. So we'll use a heat gun to dry this up a little quicker. And now we'll stick it all together. Okay. So now what I do, guys, so now what you have is you have the basics of your hat. Now, depending on your head size, you can make this bigger or smaller. If you go too big, there's a fix for that, for, you know, to make each other's head fit. You can take, let's see, let's tear this off. Okay. So if your hat's too big, you can take little strips like this and you can glue inside of your hat to make it fit your head better. So keep that in mind. If it's too big, it's no big deal. All right, so we got that glued down. So now we need to figure out how we're gonna make the base of it. All right, so what we're gonna do is use another piece of this. And we're just gonna cut this off straight as we can. It's no big deal if you don't get it perfectly straight. We're just trying to get the cut pieces out. So now that we have our ring on here, everything's glued up. So now we are going to go all the way to the bottom of our ring. Okay. All right, so we made a mark. So we kind of know where these are going to go together at this mark. And I'm just going to cut these at some sort of an angle. Don't have to be nothing perfect, because this is just going to give you a base to work off of. All right. And we'll just Get set it here. So basically we're just making it to where we're glue at the bottom and we can make this at the top. So basically you're kind of making a dunce hat. So it doesn't have to be nothing perfect because this is just going to be the basis of your hat. Okay. All right. So now you have that, and we will want to glue this on the outer ring of this, like so. Then you'll want to start putting it all together, all the way up. So we'll put some glue on our foam. Okay. So there's your basic witch hat. That's what it's going to look like. It doesn't look like much at the moment. So now we'll go through and we'll paint the glue on our edges. Okay, so there you go. That's kind of like a witch's hat already. So now your next ingredient is going to be, ta-da, duct tape or Gorilla tape, something to that nature. And this is what's going to help you hold your shape on your hat. And it's okay because this is all going to be covered up. Alright guys, so after we got everything taped up, we got it all painted flat black. Now the corpsing begins. So what we're going to do is we use some wood glue, Titebond 2, and we will use a little bit of water. So put about, I don't know, 25-75% water mixture in your glue. That just gives you a nice consistency to work with whenever you do your shop rags. Also get you some white rags from Home Depot. I think they're 11-12 bucks for a box, and I think there's 200 towels in here, so it will go a long ways. So anyway, what we do is start slapping our glue on here, and I usually just take a brush and I'll coat one side of this. nice and sloppy. Then I'll just stick it on my hat somewhere. Doesn't matter where. Don't get all fancy with it. So I'll usually do 2 or 3 pieces like this. Then I'll go back in and I'll coat on the outside of this, and I can maneuver the rag around a little bit to give it that wrinkly skin look. We'll just go ahead and do this upper section, that way I can show you. And I'll take this rags and I will rip all the edges off so you don't have no square edges. You want them to be kind of ripped. Also guys, you can use this for your skeleton. If you want to corpse a skeleton, you can do that as well with this method. It is a little bit more time consuming, but the overall effects of it is freaking great. I love it. Let's turn this around a little bit. Get to stay up here, right? There you go. It don't have to be pretty. Just stick it on there. And what we'll do, let's do one more here, one of these little ones. And we'll coat this outside, kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. So now we'll just coat the outside of it and tap it down. It don't matter if you get glue on it, because you're gonna have glue on it anyway. Now you just go back in and you can manipulate your towel, just push up or down, however you want to do it, and give you that nice little skin texture in there, if you can see that. And you can also, like if you see your line in there with your towel, you can also manipulate that and it'll disappear for you, so it looks more natural in the skin, if that makes any sense to you. And this can give you, we're always do, when I do my witch hats, I always just say it's witch's skin, or if I do a corpse, it's corpse's skin, or however you want to say it. All right, so now we got some bigger pieces, and we'll start doing them next. Alright guys, now that she's corpse, we're going to set her up and let her set overnight and let her dry. Anyway, so there we go. We're going to let her set up overnight, and we will stain it tomorrow, but until then, take a look at the other witch's hat that I've corpsed. You kind of get the gist of how to do it. Like I said, you can also do this on your skellies, and it actually doesn't take as long as you think. Unless you start doing these. This is a full 8-foot skeleton tower that I've done. It's all corpsed. Then of course the skeleton on top is corpsed. So he's about 11 and something foot tall. But you kind of get the gist of how the corpsing will look. Get you some different colored stains and go to town.